president of the Optimist Club in Blackhall. They will present these awards to you. The boys player receiving the award is Hayley.
Welcome to Curling Stadium Leduc. I'm Hayley Adams, and I'm joined by Abby Whitbread and Stephen Leong for our feature sheet, Team Miller against Team Hennig.
Should be a very exciting matchup we have this morning, as we already have our first stone underway here. Interesting note, is all but one of the teams is still able to make the playoffs coming into the final draw. So it'll be very interesting to see how all the results take place at the end of this draw.
Throwing lead rocks for Team Miller is Lyndon Sherwick. Throwing lead rocks for Team Hennig is Hugo Cho. Throwing second rocks for Team Miller is Ryland Donaldson. Throwing second rocks for Team Hennig is Matthew Reniger.
So, girls, just quick question for you guys. Both teams obviously still able to make the playoffs. What would your guys' strategy be going into the game? Obviously, it looks like both of these teams want to keep it pretty wide open, but how would you attack this game going in, knowing that it's pretty much a must-win game?
So I think we would probably start the first few ends off here pretty clean and then get a little more aggressive. And you also know with playing through the Alberta Junior Curling Tour all season, you've seen these teams before, so you know they're and to change your strategy to play these teams. Definitely. I think playing those first few ends clean, though, getting to those ice conditions again. Teams should be used to it at this point, but of course, a little bit of uncertainty every game.
I agree with you guys for sure, especially in a high-pressure game, right? Like you kind of want to get feet under you, just get used to the ice conditions. Obviously, you had that pregame practice, right? So both teams should be fairly comfortable with the ice early. But just getting your feet under you, it's getting comfortable and try not to get too nervous out there, I guess.
Drawing third stones for Team Miller here is Colby Sherwick.
Throwing third rocks here for Team Hennig is Preston Russell. That rock there just catching a little bit of curl. Looks like Team Miller now has the opportunity to split the rings and look for their force. Great start to the game.
And to close off Team Miller's lineup is Ryker Miller throwing last rocks. So unfortunately, just sliding through the house there gives Team Hennig the opportunity to bring the blank back into play.
Well, I always wonder on those kind of shots where you're trying to split the house there, if you're trying to place that stone almost too perfect, right? Because in an ideal world, going around back 8 on the opposite side of the house is perfect, but I almost wonder if he just tried to be too perfect with that, where even if you sat anywhere on the other side of the house, it would probably get reduced.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it looks like just getting caught in this path again, expecting a little more curl than what actually happened there.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if around the 4-foot lines, if there's maybe a little more curl at the 4-foot line, and just outside of it, maybe it runs a little bit straighter, because we saw on Team Miller's on the previous stone, they flashed it inside, and that one they rolled out. I wonder if there's maybe something along that 4-foot line there, or just outside of it there.
Yeah, definitely something to watch out for there.
Yeah. So Ryker Miller finding his draw weight, putting one just back tee.
Throwing skips rocks here, looking for the blank, is Austin Hennig. Getting a nice roll out there, gives Team Hennig the blank. Score is 0-0 after 1.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc. We're here for our feature sheet at the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. After a blank end, the score is still 0-0.
So Team Hennig looking to bring this one just a tight guard, I think.
I like this call after a miss on the previous shot to put the pressure on Team Miller.
Yeah.
I like that call. He just blanked the end. They probably knew, having Hammer start the game, they probably wanted to play it open in the odd end, the first end, and probably try to get their deuce in the second end. And if you're Team Miller, I'm sure you're probably looking for a force. It would be ideal. Steal is also really good, but a blank, if it's another blank, isn't the end of the world for Team Miller if they can force in the third end.
Yeah, so it looks like Team Miller here wanting to bring it top 12. Looks like they leave it just shy of the house. And Team Hennig opting to use their corner guard. So Team Hennig just touching that top red, but not enough to take it off center, so they are still good with their rock stopping, just back tee. That was great sweeping there by Team Hennig to get it off that top red one.
It looks like Team Miller is right now looking to go for the steal with this call going on their center that they threw on their first or their second stone.
It's like just getting caught out in that path there. It's got to curl quite a bit to bury. So great weight
like
there.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, great weight there, but like you said, just caught in that path. So I feel like both teams are getting a little bit caught still in a couple paths. So it would have to be something that they look out for later on in the game, especially too, when there's a lot of rocks in play. You need to make a precise draw or precise.
Rock there by Team Hennig. So Team Miller just missing the run back, giving Team Hennig an opportunity to sit 3. So Team Hennig opting to play the hit and roll on this top guard. This is definitely an interesting call.
Stephen, what do you think here?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a big fan of this call here. Obviously, if you make it really good, it's a really good call. But I think you either replace where that redstone was before, or you just draw behind your corner guard.
Yeah, and see, I think that was, especially with that turn, that was definitely the risk with playing that shot there.
I agree, yeah. And unfortunately, as we see here on the replay, they hit it in probably the worst spot you could hit it. Looked like it ran a little bit straight for them there, and they actually made the double. Unfortunately, it was just not their own stone that made the double.
And unfortunately, that does leave the Team Miller's stone buried perfectly behind their own corner guard there.
Interesting to see after this stone stops, if it even does stop and play, they will draw behind their own corner. The red rock is just slightly behind T-line, so you can make a freeze and sit shots behind your corner.
Yeah, I think the freeze, if they can make this freeze, they can get themselves back into this end. Looks like they just get caught on that guard there and spill to center.
Really good opportunity here for Team Miller to place a stone top 4 and really put the pressure on for Team Hennig.
Seeing top house here is pretty crucial for Team Miller here, just to make sure there's no simple freeze for Team Hennig.
So just sliding back 4 there. Austin eyeing up the double here. Steven, with hammer, would you lean more towards playing the freeze or playing this double?
I think both calls are fine. I think it's just more of a comfort of your team like hitting more or drawing more, especially the players throwing it. I personally like playing this double. It doesn't look that easy, but if you can make it, you're most likely going to be sitting at least a piece buried under that center yellow.
Yeah, that's very true. It's pretty close here. Great throw there from Team Hennig to get rid of 2 red stones.
Yeah, very nice throw there. And great line call up too. Like that was a team shot. Like sweepers were managing the rock. Line call in the house was really good. Even though it wasn't maybe right directly behind the center, Miller has to be careful of where their shooter goes, because if they do go back button behind that center, you'll see Team Hennig try to make that freeze. But if maybe they roll away, Team Hennig can make that draw themselves, top 4 behind the center, and try to get their deuce that way. It looks like they're eyeing up probably a hack weight base through the port. What would you guys be playing here with being your skip's first rock here? Second end.
I don't mind this call, but you could also play that draw around their center there, look to get your skip's deuce. If you sink a good one there, you could maybe catch a mistake from Team Miller and get your 2 that way, but not a bad call here. Just got to make sure your weight's manageable and allow your sweepers to really make that curl if they need to. Big team shot here for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And not much room for error here as well. So fortunate spot to tap that yellow, leaving some jam potential for Team Miller. And we'll see our first time out of the game.
Yeah, this is a big call. I know it's only the second end, but this is a critical call here. With Team Miller sitting shot stone back 8 right now, and 1 more to come. Where would you guys be putting this stone so that there isn't maybe an easy double for 2 for Team Hennig?
Yeah, I think we would probably lean towards playing the hit to make sure that there's no way that Team Hennig can get there too.
Yeah, it looks like even if you roll out here, you're still sitting 2, and then the force will be on.
Team Miller playing it safe, hitting just outside nose and rolling to sit in the rings. So Team Hennig here forced to take their single point, drawing against 3. So sweeper's cleaning out of the hand. Great team shot there by Team Hennig to put them up 1-0 over Team Miller after 2.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc. I'm Hayley Adams and I'm joined with Abby Whitbread and Stephen Leong. We're here for a feature sheet of the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. After 2 ends, Team Hennig is up 1-0 against Miller.
Both teams looking to secure the win here and hoping to make playoffs with 5 boys teams tied at 3-3. So this is a big game.
It's a very big game for both teams, and I'm sure they were told by their coaches before the game. And something that I know I try not to do a lot is the scoreboard watch. It's pretty easy out there to look at all the other sheets and see what the scores are, and maybe see what your friends are doing out there. But it's really important for both of these teams to dial in their own sheet here and focus on their own game, because if you're focusing on other sheets, it's maybe where you'll slip up a little bit and let the other team come in for a win, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Team Miller here just looking to make that another come around and get their 2 in there. Steven, what do you think is the ideal spot for this rock here?
Yeah, sorry. I think if you could get sort of top 8, we almost, I don't know, I like to call it almost the Christmas tree it. I think is an ideal world. But if you end up coming up a little bit late, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just making sure you're not leaving any doubles for Team Hennig. So it looks like they just get third shot there.
Coming into this end, your Team Miller mission accomplished in the second end. You forced Team Hennig to 1. Third end, when you guys play, do you like to have hammer in the even ends, or are you okay if you score a 2 here in the third?
Yeah, I think we're definitely okay scoring a 2 here. Obviously ideal to have hammer in the home ends, but scoring a 2 here is good. So, unfortunate jam there from Team Hennig, leaving Team Miller to sit 2, but opening up that button, so
yeah, it looks like with this call here, wanting to come behind top 4, looks like they're going hard for their deuce early in this end. If they were okay maybe trying to get a blank, they probably would have played the hit off that top 12 yellow stone into the open side. But this shows me that they're going hard for their deuce.
yeah, exactly. So Team Miller's now sitting there 3. Team Hennig looking to play the run back. Nice shot there from Team Hennig. Does leave that yellow rock open, but they are shot rock for the moment.
Rolled to a not bad spot though, makes jam on both sides possible for Team Miller, so just gotta be cognizant of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I I think in an ideal world, you're rolling behind the center, but again, you're probably jamming on that back 12 stone on the left side of the screen as we're looking at right now. Looks like it's running a little bit straight here, and it looks like it's that same path that those were caught early in the first end there, but he manages to pull up and then get to nose.
So Team Hennig looking to get the roll here and hopefully catch that back one, get rid of 2, and sit in a good spot. Looks like unfortunately just going through the hole there.
About that similar path as we saw in the first end there. So again, those forfeit lines just making it a little tricky here.
So Team Miller calling the timeout. Each team is given 1 timeout per end, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yeah, the coach interactions really give the athletes the ability to check their strategy as the game goes on, and I think that contributes to the athletes' development for sure.
So Team Miller looking to come away from the center guard here. Hopefully the 4th one in there. Really putting the pressure on Team Hennig here. So a little roll there, but not enough to get buried. Giving Team Miller the same opportunity to play the hit and roll.
Just an unfortunate jam there from Team Miller gives Team Hennig the opportunity to come around and sit there too. Bit of timeout called here.
This is Coach Chris Power.
I'd almost be tempted here if I was Team Hennig to play the in-turn draw behind the center rather than this out-turn draw as we see here, because if you end up staying wide and don't get buried at all, it's a pretty easy double for Team Miller, where with the in-turn draw, even if you get quarter buried, or it's not a really easy double.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Great sweep there by Team Hennig to sit there too. It does leave a double. So curl early here. Just catching the top one. Looks like shooter just rolls out of the rings. So Team Hennig, another opportunity here to take another one under the guard and hopefully force Team Miller. The sweeper's going to get this one buried. It looks like there is still a double. It's close. You do have to get by that top guard, but if you can get rid of both the Yellowstones, that would be 3.
What weight do you like playing here, Steven?
Yeah, I was just about to say I'd probably be playing nothing more than control. So probably like a 10, 10 and a half, I think is the max you need to throw. You could also throw board weight as well. As you don't need to move both stones too far, you just need to get them out of the 8 and then just out of the 12. The big part here will be just sneaking by that center guard, but it looks like the center guard is fairly high enough to have room to be able to curl up at the end.
It's pretty close here. Looks really good. Great throw there for 3 points for Team Miller, putting them up 3-1 over Team Hennig after 3.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc. We're here for our featured game of the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. After a great end by Team Miller, they now lead 3-1 over Team Hennig in the fourth end.
That was a really great shot there by Team Miller, as we see here on the replay. It was a total team shot there. Great sweeping by Ryland Donaldson too, to hold it off the center line and not tick on the guard. So going into the fourth end here, your Team Miller, you just got a 3 after playing pretty much a really good end, setting up all the way. Your Team Hennig here, and you're talking in that third end break there. What is your goal, or what are you trying to find going into the fourth end here?
Just getting that momentum back and trying to secure your deuce here. And then for Team Miller, also just keeping their momentum going and keeping their strategy going here.
It'll be interesting to see how Team Miller plays here. Obviously, it's still quite early in the game, but I know sometimes teams get caught up in the scoreboard. You're up 2 points, so you're thinking you just want to get rid of rocks and play, but that's how sometimes big scores can happen for the other team, is maybe missing those shots or maybe not making the best call.
What do you think of this call here, Abby, with playing the hit and roll?
No, I don't mind it, but seeing how difficult it is to make the hit and roll, I would almost consider throwing just the straight draw, considering how open the front of the house is.
Especially being this early in the end here, we can still generate those rocks on the side there.
Yeah, exactly.
Stephen, you got many, many years of experience playing this game. What are some things you do to prepare for these long weeks and make sure you stay at your peak performance all week long?
Yeah, so I think for any athlete, like you're gonna get a little bit of butterflies, no matter what provincial event or whatever big event it is. It's bound to happen, but it's just how to control it. So I think big thing is to make sure you're always eating properly. Make sure you're having whether it's a really good breakfast, make sure that you're staying hydrated out there with lots of water. I always like having Gatorade out there, and that helps. And then just like even before a game, right? Even for me, and it depends on the person. I always like listening to some music, just to calm myself down, just to get myself into the zone. If that makes sense. And then finally, I just think it's getting a good night's rest, right? Sleep is the most important thing. That's what fuels your body, right? And so making sure you're getting a proper amount of sleep for these athletes, because the amount of curling, the amount of sleeping, the amount of throwing that they're doing for the week in a provincial event is a lot, right? So
For sure, and it's all
important for
about
them.
that. It's all about that team and those individual players finding what works best for them and looking to get some kind of routine on these long weeks.
Exactly. And again, each team's dynamic is going to be a little bit different.
Definitely.
But it's just trying to find that happy medium for everyone, what works for everyone. Another thing I would add is with it being such a long week, I know it's hard, or it's pretty easy, I guess, to look at the standings after each draw, after each night, see what you need to do to whether it's to make the playoffs or something. And I know it's again pretty easy to do, but I try not to look at the standings too much and not see what happens after every draw. I know it's easier said than done. But I find that if you focus on that, then your mind's not each game, because you're focused on other stuff that's out of your control, essentially.
So Team Hennig, they're just coming up a little bit light and shorting the house, giving Team Miller an opportunity to bring a third rock in here.
Situation looks almost exactly like we saw in the second end there. Team Hennig came up light, wrecked on the guard, opened it up, and left a little port there with Red Rock just behind T-line. So Abby, I'll ask you, do you like this call here? So first of the skip stones for Team Hennig, and looks like they're going to be playing the intern through the port with about maybe half a board weight. Is this something that you would play as well?
You know, considering that Team Hennig does have hammer here, I would almost be more hesitant to throw a draw here and make one well around those center guards, but also personal preference for Austin here. If he's feeling his hits, then I think also considering how this rock is back house, I would be a little more hesitant, but nice that they tapped that top yellow in.
Does look like though that Team Miller is still sitting 2 here, as it looks like Team Miller has called their timeout here in the fourth end. Where would you guys be placing this stone here to really put the pressure on Austin here on Team Hennig?
Yeah, I think we'd be trying to wrap another run around those center guards there. Putting one top 4 makes it very hard for Team Hennig to score.
Especially with those rocks lined up how they are up there. It's not an easy run back can be made.
No.
What do you like here, Steven?
Yeah, I like going behind the stagger there, the red and yellow center. If you can put it, like you guys mentioned, top 4, just off center there behind the stagger, it's going to be a very hard score of 1 for Team Hennig, because they'll need to draw pretty much a little piece of the button for their single.
So with this ice, looks like quite a bit.
It does.
For that draw. So I'm wondering if they're throwing something different. Maybe a guard? Or top 12?
Yeah, they could be guarding up the hole, as we see here on the right side of the sheet. But then that would leave Team Hennig that intern draw to get piece of 4. So we'll see where the stone ends up, and maybe they just think he'll curl that much to center.
Sweeper's going hard, but it looks like it's just gonna stop about halfway. So leaving Team Hennig the either draw for their single point.
Would you guys ever be tempted here? I know it's a pretty easy draw to the forfeit, but would either of you be tempted to make that double, or is that a pretty risky double? This still 4 ends to play after the send.
Yeah, I think it's pretty risky. It's a very tricky double, so don't know.
Giving up a steal here is not great, so I do like this draw call. Get your 1 and keep going in the second half of the game.
Yeah. Sweepers look like they're going on it out of his hand. It's gotta curl. It's gotta get off that guard.
So that's a steal of 2 for Team Miller, putting them up 5-1 heading into the 4th end break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Don't forget your brooms.
Come on up. Well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc. I'm Hayley Adams, and I'm joined by Abby Whitbread and Stephen Leong. We're here for our feature sheet of the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. After 4 ends, the score is 5-1 for Team Miller.
And at some other scores for the boys' games. We have Team Clark against Team Bachek tied at 3-3 after 4. We have Team Lushak against Team Hofstra up 6-2 after 4. And Team Duncan versus Team Schoenhart up 4-2 up after 4. So Team Miller off to an early start here, sitting 3 in the rings, with Team Hennig with a single corner guard, looking to use that with a hidden rule here.
Yeah, it looks like you're able to make the double and roll behind the guard. So if you can get a 2-for-1 kind of shot here, I think that'll be really good for Team Hennig.
Looks like it's just over curling. Getting the piece tucked. Team Miller's still sitting the 2 with an opportunity to hit, though, so.
Nice shot there by Matthew, just to roll a bit and get a piece in front of that red back 8 rock there.
Hoping for a jam from Team Miller here.
Well, girls, obviously you both have curled in many provincials yourself. If you're Team Hennig and you're in that 4th end break, what is the coach and what are you guys as a team discussing being down 4 and just giving up that seal of 2 in the 4th end?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be playing a lot more aggressive, a lot more guards, corner guards, and centers if we don't have hammer.
I think just in that 4th end, making sure we're regrouping and getting back together as a team and finding that flow again. It's not the end of the world here, so just gotta keep going with the strategy and hope to see some points here. Steven, what are you changing here about your strategy and your tactics if you're Team Hennig here?
Yeah, so just like you mentioned, you're down 4. 4 ends left to play. I agree that you kind of need to start junking up in front of the house. Play a lot of jam opportunities. And right now they do have a corner guard to work with. And there is a redstone back edge of the 8, as you can see. So I think just for Team Hennig is just playing one shot at a time here. I know it's pretty easy to look at the scoreboard and say, yeah, you're down 4 and we need to score 4 right away to get tied, but if you can just get a deuce in the 5th end here, you can force in the 6th, try to get a deuce in the 7th, right?
Definitely.
You're right back in it, right? It's just playing one end at a time, one shot at a time. And if you're Team Miller, you're up 4, and obviously you want to keep things pretty open. But I also think I don't mind keeping the offense on for a little bit longer because that's working for you. It seems like Team Miller has their draw way down. They have their hits down as well. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams play here for the last half of the game.
So it looks like you can see 3/4 of that yellow rock there. So Team Miller looking to get rid of it. So just over curling there and nosing the top guard. Fortunately, just not catching the 8-foot yellow rock there. So Team Hennig still sitting shot, looking to bring a second rock in here.
Really nice shot there by Austin to get fully buried behind that guard and sit there 1, maybe 2. Timeout called here by Team Miller.
It's a really good spot there, being a little bit overburied even.
Great judge and management there from the sweepers as well.
Absolutely.
What do you like here if you're Team Miller, Steven?
Yeah, so I think it all depends on going into the end, what your goal was going into the end. If you were okay with giving up 2, I would say to hit the open yellow as we see on the right side of our screen there, back edge of the 8. Or if you don't mind being a little aggressive, which is what it looks like Team Miller is calling, it would be to corner freeze right down to that Yellowstone T line.
Yeah, this is a super risky call. If you ever get any bounce, Team Hennig will have a hit for 3 and we'll be right back in this game.
Yeah,
High reward though, for sure.
Yeah, but making this does put Team Hennig in a not great situation either, so. Keeper's going hard on the hand. Looks like just taking the guard. It looks like Hennig not sure if their second shot.
It looks like it's really hard to tell, but if I were to hedge my bets, I would say that Team Hennig is sitting 2 right now.
I agree.
But if they are quite unsure, I think it would be safer just to play that little tap or a hit on that back redstone to guarantee your 3 and not have to put a stick to it, which I'm assuming that Team Miller will ask for if it comes down to it.
Definitely, yep.
Looks like it's coming in a little hot here. Stops for second shot.
2 for sure for Team Hennig, but just looking at who's third shot there now.
Angle looks pretty yellow, but
important point here for sure, so
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like yellow, but looks like they're going to call for the umpire to put a stick on it for a potential 3rd point here.
If Team Hennig does get this 3rd point, it would be 5-4. If they do not, 5-3. So it looks like that was the 3rd point there, so that puts Team Miller up 5-4 over Team Hennig after 5.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Welcome back to Curling City in Leduc. I'm Hayley Adams, and I'm joined by Abby Whitbread and Stephen Leong. We're here for our feature sheet of the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. After a big score of 3 from Yellow, the score is 5-4 for Team Miller after 5 ends of play.
So I think we're going to continue to see that same aggressive style of play from Team Hennig. And ultimately Team Miller hoping to score 2 here and maintain that lead. Super's hoping to get this one to center. It looks like it's just off the center line.
People are looking here to split the rings and sit there too.
So going into the 6th end now, your Team Hennig, you were looking to score 2, right, to stay in the game. They end up getting a gift and end up getting 3 in the 5th end. If your Team Hennig, you're probably still playing quite hard here. Lots of rocks in play. If your Team Miller, what do you think the conversation was said in between the 5th and 6th end right there?
I think probably a lot of discussion about keeping the house clean. I think that's where they got caught last time. They did have that corner guard and they did use it to their advantage. So I think keeping it clean this end would be the key to maintaining their lead.
Mm-hmm.
So quick timeout call here. Looking to play the hit and roll. If they do make this hit and roll, they will end up back house, leaving Team Miller the opportunity to freeze behind cover. Got a curl for a roll here. Looks pretty close. throw there. So another timeout call here from Terry DeValte.
Team Miller here electing just to peel that center guard and open up that center line there.
I like this call.
He did originally tap his broom towards that draw towards where his rock is there on the edge of 8, but could leave a pretty easy double there, so I like this call here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
peel
like this
there.
call. Sorry.
No, you're
Call
all
a lot. I think if you're Team Miller here, you're looking to keep the front open, right? And to have a draw path to at least score a single here. I think, again, Team Hennig just sort of free. They're probably feeling pretty good now. Momentum might be swinging a little bit, so I think Team Miller wants to stop that. Especially in an even end too, in the 6th end, right? I think it's ideal here for Team Miller to score at least 1 here in the even end.
Team Miller here just looking to make that hit and flop there and maybe catch the back one. Keepers on it to hold it straight.
Looks like they just stuffed that one. So Team Hennig opting to throw another one around that top 12 rock there. So Team Miller electing to throw another peel here. Looks like front end might be thinking about something different. Maybe the hit.
I'm not a big fan of this call here. Like, even if you do make the hit, you're most likely not rolling behind the stagger. And then even if you do, Team Hennig can still draw behind that stagger, as we see top 4, top button. And it will now take a couple shots to get their rock out of there.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky call. Giving Team Hennig the opportunity to make a good one around that stagger, but nice shot there.
Yeah, as we see on the replay here, really good sweep here by Ryland Donaldson to just get by their top 12 stone, nosing the yellow, and then sitting back edge of the 4.
Team Hennig just going through that hole there, and now giving Team Miller the opportunity to sink another one around and sit there 4.
So although Team Miller is sitting there 4, 3 of those rocks are back house, giving Team Hennig the opportunity to make a freeze here. If they can do that, they can get themselves out of this end.
So if you're Team Hennig here and it's your first of the skip stones here in the 6th end, where are you looking to place this yellow stone here so that it's not easy to remove?
Yeah, so you definitely want to take advantage of one of those rocks in the back house there. I think locking one right on that back 4 rock would be a perfect spot here. Steven, would you ever consider playing the other turn here, just with the way that the guards are staggered?
No, I like this in-turn draw. Like, I think if you can get frozen on that back 4 stone, almost nose, maybe a hair on the left side of the sheet as we're seeing it, it will make it pretty hard to remove with any sort of weight.
Got a curl here. Looks like it's coming in pretty nicely here. That's a really
nice shot there by Austin.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough to remove that. Team Miller does lose all of their back red rocks, but it does move that yellow rock into the open. The Team Hennig able to put the pressure on here, bringing another rock in. Would force Team Miller to a single point.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to play that same draw. In-turn draw again. You just played it on your previous shot. And if you can get it around that stagger, you're looking pretty good for a force here, and maybe even a steal if you can place this in a really good spot.
Definitely,
yeah. A steal here for Team Hennig would be very big.
Really nice shot there by Austin and Team Hennig to get that buried and force Team Miller here to the draw for their single.
Ooh, super close. Great weight there. Great team shot.
Big point here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really close, and it looks like I'm gonna ask for a measure. It looks like the second measure of the game. I would think it's yellow again, but it is very close. Yeah, this is a big point in the game here. If Hennig ends up getting a steal, it's all tied with 2 ends to go. But if Team Miller ends up scoring here, they're up 2 and kind of have control going to the last 2 ends of the game.
Looks like it will be a steal of 1 for yellows. That makes our score tied at 5 after 6 ends of play.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again? Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez.
Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Welcome back to Curling City in Leduc. We're here for our feature sheet at the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. After a big steal from Team Hennig, we are now tied up at 5, going into the 7th end. With Team Miller, they're just making that outside hit there, looking like they're gonna go for their blank and hope to take that hammer, going home into the 8th end tied up. Abby, as a skip here, are you looking to take that 2 and go up 2-0 without, or would you rather ensure that blank and go home tied with the hammer?
You know, I think I would lean more towards taking my 2, but also an easy 2. So don't look super hard for it. But if the opportunity arises, I would definitely take it.
Now, each team has their own preference, but looks like Team Miller here going for the blank, making the center peel. Just catches enough there, and we have an open house. Super bold call here from Team Hennig, choosing to come to the back one there. Hoping for a jam here, looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this call. If you're Team Hennig, the front is wide open. There's no guards in play, and so you're looking for any opportunity for a jam opportunity, and to hopefully sit two at the for Team Miller's last stone to get the force.
Flash there by Team Miller gives Team Hennig the opportunity to sit there too and hopefully get their force in the 7th end.
So we do have 2 finals for the boys' side. Team Blue Shack beat Team Hofstra 9-2, and Team Duncan beat Team Schoenhart 8-2. And our other boys' draw, we have Evan Clark up 5 over Kessler Batch.
Some discussion there about the best placement for this rock. Steven, do you like coming in top 12 her? Or?
Yeah, I think it depends on for Team Hennig here, what you would like to see going into the 8th end. Would you like for Team Miller to be forced and to be down 1 with, or if you want to be forced, the call is probably to draw open side. If you're looking to steal, you're most likely guarding that rock in the house. So, and it looks like they are going to split the house and try to force Team Miller to 1 here, which is what I would probably play.
Yeah, I definitely like the call for forcing here. It's gotta be here though.
Who's going hard on it?
I think they will get it there. Great sweep.
That rock stopping there looks like they did leave a double, so Team Miller hoping to make those 2 Yellowstones go away to keep their blank alive. Getting it straight.
Looks like they caught it just a little bit too thick. This brings the force back into play for Team Hennig.
So this is a classic situation that seems to happen a lot in curling. If Team Hennig noses, they stick around the rings and they're sitting two, Team Miller has a choice. They can either get forced, or they could also maybe hit and roll out and give up a steal of one to retain that hammer going into the final end. I'm sure you both have discussed this as a team before. What do you like, or what do you like having going into the final end of play?
Yeah, it is up to every team here and their preference, but I think having that hammer is super important, and I would definitely think about allowing that steal and getting that hammer going into 8, but again, up to every team here. So, Steven, what about you? What's your preference here?
Yeah, I like having that hammer as well, going into the final end. But I also know the mindset maybe going to a final end. This is a big game for both teams, both still in the playoff hunt. And so it could potentially come down to the final stone of the last end, and the amount of pressure throwing that last stone as well could be a lot as well. So again, it's just dependent on each team and what you're most comfortable with.
Nice shot there from Austin to get a perfect roll and leave no double. So it looks like Team Miller electing to just throw the nose hit. Looks like they just over curl and do end up giving Team Hennig the steal of 1 to put Team Hennig up 6-5 over Team Miller after 7.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc. I'm Hayley Adams, and I'm joined by Abby Whitbread and Stephen Leong. We're here for an exciting 8th end of our feature sheet at the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships. The score is 6-5 for Team Hennig over Team Miller going into the final 8th end.
So with Team Hennig bringing that first one in, it looks like they're playing for the extra here. The corner guard here from Team Miller. We can get there too.
Just stops before the rings there, so nice shot by Lyndon. Called here by Chris Power.
Looks like they're electing to throw the center guard here. Bit of change of gears, and looks like they're playing for the steal here now.
Yeah, I like this call here, putting up halfway tight center. If they were going to go with the call of tapping that red out, and that is really good. Team Miller always had the opportunity to remove that top four center yellow and even roll behind either the center or their own forward. So I think this is the right call.
It's like it's just a little bit heavy, so didn't get that curl that they wanted. But 2 rocks in the forfeit here. Another timeout call here from Coach Terry DeValte.
Team Miller here just looking to hit that rock on the center line there and get a little inside roll. Sweepers on it to curl.
Team Hennig here has to be careful where their shooter goes to not leave an easy double for Team Miller here.
I know, yeah, that was
Unfortunately, Team Hennig there just losing their shooter, so now Team Miller looking to come around that center line. Guard there. Bad result there, just sitting in front of that yellow rock just behind T. Now Team Hennig looking to make that come around there and to sit there too.
Would you guys ever consider coming with the out turn draw instead of the in turn draw, or do you guys like this turn?
Don't mind this turn here.
Yeah. I think the out turn does lower the chances of leaving any sort of double though.
Yeah.
But I do like this turn, I think. Unfortunately, just coming up a little bit light there.
Team Miller here assigned to throw that out turn path.
Yeah, this is definitely a big call and a big shot in this point of the game. What would you guys be playing here? The hit off the little run back, or would you be drawing in behind the stagger?
I think I would draw behind the stagger.
I agree. I think maybe leaving this short run back a little later in the end. I like the draw, but
also if you
Yeah,
can
I
get a
agree.
good one, yeah, if you can get a good one in there right now, then Team Hennig has some work to do to get it out of there.
Yeah, it's almost better to beat them in there because Team Hennig with those two guards now essentially are going to try to loop one in.
For sure.
Bit of an unfortunate result there. Seeing Team Hennig switch up the turns here.
Yeah, I think I like this turn now, based off where that tight yellow guard is on the center. There's a little bit more room and a little bit more leeway on this out turn draw versus that in turn draw, and you could potentially leave a double as well if you're wide on that in turn draw.
Yeah, I agree. I like this call. Looks like you just like back four. I think this is where, for Team Miller, your chance to make a good draw in there. I think this is their opportunity with that rock ending up back four.
What do you like here, Steven?
Yeah, it just all depends with Team Miller if they think that they're able to count that back 12 stone as we currently see on the left side of the screen. I personally like the draw as well, that out turn draw. You can come right back to it, or you can even sit top buttons really good. But I also don't mind this call too. If you can make a roll either way behind the corner or the stagger, I think is both really good as well. So I think it's just down to preference here and what they like to throw.
Got that nose hit there, and now Team Hennig looks to make a hit and roll to sit there too behind cover.
Yeah, you have to be careful here if you're Austin Hennig here. And you have to be aware of where you're going to be rolling that shooter. Because if you roll, as we see on the screen here, maybe where that broom is right now, you're leaving pretty makeable double, and you probably will be sitting 2. So if you can get behind cover here, you're looking pretty good here for a steal, or at the very worst, force. So with that rock just rolling back edge of the 4 there, would you guys be tempted to play a hit off that, or would you guys be drawing top button ideally, but if you're a little bit heavy, you have some backing to work with?
Yeah, again, up to preference here, but I don't mind the draw for sure. Would you be more tempted to play the draw here?
I would, and the only reason is I don't think you're going to be counting that back edge of the 12 stone, the red one as you see right now, unless you get a mistake on Hennig's last one. But with the draw, if you can get it top button, you're looking pretty good, and it would be pretty hard to remove as well.
Gotta get it by here, and you just do. It's a pretty good
Nice shot there by Ryker.
A very good shot. Very good. Now all of a sudden, pressure has been on Team Miller all end. Now all of a sudden, the pressure's on Team Hennig here with their last stone of the 8th end.
Sleeper's really going hard to get that by. Just hits that centerline guard there.
So Team Miller looking for full forfeit here. The sweeper's on that, looking to bring that in. Doesn't quite have enough weight, so that's 1 for Miller, and we're going into an extra end here at the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc. I'm Hayley Adams and I'm joined by Abby Whitbread and Stephen Leong. We're here at the U18 Optimist Alberta Provincial Championships and we're here for an extra end of our feature sheet, Team Miller against Team Hennig. Team Hennig carries the hammer into this 9th end here. And roll out there gives Team Miller the opportunity to play another center guard. Important to keep this one here out of the rings here to set up their points.
Yeah.
Really nice center guard there by Linden. Now Team Hennig looks to make that draw around the center line guard there.
That yellow Team Hennig rock just stopping back 12 foot. Team Miller opting to throw another guard.
Important here to keep that separation of those guards up there to make sure a double peel isn't easily makeable. Rock just sliding back 4.
Gives Team Hennig an opportunity to clear the house.
Would either of you be tempted to ignore the guards and hit that one redstone back 4, or do you think it's too early at this point?
Yeah, I think it might be a little early to hit that one in the paint, but the guards are also off the center line, so
shot there by Matthew. Really nice shot there by Preston to get that run back.
Yeah, as we see on the replay here, wasn't a very easy double to make, but he makes it absolutely perfect as well. And he rolls a shooter away from the center as well, which is big as well. to give Team Hennig that outturn draw path if they need to.
It was also nice how he kept that back win in the rings too.
Yeah, that could come into play at the end where maybe you don't need to stick around, you just need to get rid of a red stone and have that back 12-1 count as your winner.
Nice shot there. At this point in the game, are you ever getting worried of this corner red guard? It's in a nice spot for Team Miller to wrap one in the forfeit here, so.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised they didn't try the double on that last shot there. To at least open up that side for a draw if needed later on, because they just tried to throw this draw. It did rack, but it's pretty much the same path as they threw the stone before. So they should have a pretty good idea of where to place the stone and the speed of the ice in this path.
So it looks like it's a little up weight, so opting to bring it to the back one. Timeout called by Coach Chris Power.
So where would you guys be rolling your shooter here to not leave an opportunity for any sort of opportunity for Team Miller here?
Yeah, I would almost even debate just rolling open so that they don't have any backing and it's not in the way of anything that you might need to hit on the next shot.
Yeah, I think the worst spot you're rolling is behind that red back four, and that gives Team Miller a chance to freeze, and that shrinks your scoring area significantly. I think if you roll, even if you roll away, even if you roll out, I think that's okay, because at worst you'll have a draw, a good chunk of the win on your last.
So it looks like they were almost trying to get that roll under the red there.
Timeout called here by Team Miller.
Yeah, it isn't bad where that yellow did end up, because that does force Team Miller to hit that yellow right now. Because unless you think that they can freeze on top of that yellow, but it's hard to tell if you can draw to it and grab a piece of the pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be leaning more towards a hit and roll under that red. And that'd be your best opportunity to steal, in my opinion.
they are playing that freeze, hoping to catch a bit of the pin there.
Yeah, very little margin of error here. Very little room here
Definitely.
for Team Miller. Like you have to make it absolutely perfect, or else you're pretty much blasting it out here.
Lyndon on the curl here, holding it straight now.
This looks very close.
Mm-hmm. Nice shot there by Ryker.
So Team Hennig does just have the straight pick. They just have to be careful not to catch that back yellow. Looks pretty good.
Looks like he will get that pick and score his 1, and that's our game. Team Hennig won 7-6 against Team Miller. Thank you so much for tuning in to Curling Stadium Leduc. Be sure to check out all of our other YouTube channels to check out the rest of the U18 Optimist Provincial Championship action. Thanks for tuning in.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $100,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston pizza at home.